Hello, and welcome to the McKelvey Group Training Module. We will be training in Excel. In this video, we will be learning about how to use the if function. The if function is very useful because if you have any criteria that you need to meet, it would return as true or false. And rather than specifically saying true or false, we can have it say or return with anything or any word that we want or do any function that we want. This is a formula that you will use quite often, especially when working with financials and numbers. In the example problem in this video, we have 10 different subcontractors listed to the left of the provided table in column C. We also have each of these subcontractors' net worths listed in the middle column or column D. And finally, we have a test column to the right in column E. In this example problem, the government has stated that they cannot use these subcontractors unless they have a net worth of $4 million or more. We will need to see if each subcontractor passes this requirement that the government has set and list if each subcontractor has passed or failed in the test column, which is column E again. In order to do this, we will use the if function. First, step 1, we will click on the first subcontractor's space in the testing column, or E3. In order to begin to see if they have passed or failed, we will then type into the formula bar or into the cell itself directly the following formula: equals if parentheses D3, which is the cell that contains subcontractor 1's net worth, and then the greater than symbol, and then $4 million without commas between the numbers. And then we will continue with a comma and the word pass in quotation marks to let Excel know that this is the specific word or value we want to return with if the argument would return as true or would be true. Then we will continue with what would happen if it was instead false by adding a comma and then the word fail in quotation marks. And then we will close out our formula with a close parentheses and hit enter on our keyboard to solve. As you can see, since subcontractor 1 did not have a net worth of at least $4 million, the function returned as fail, and therefore declares that subcontractor 1 failed to meet the government's requirements. In order to see if the other subcontractors passed or failed the government's requirements, we can right-click and then click and drag down and select Fill Without Formatting. As you can see, subcontractor 2, as well as any subcontractor that had a net worth of at least $4 million, passed the government's requirements, and any subcontractor who did not failed. So, for example, subcontractor 2 had over $4 million net worth, and therefore they passed. But subcontractor 3 did not, and therefore they failed.